Right, here is my messenger.py app. Start off down here at main. We're going to import all of the packages we need, sys, socket, threading, OS. Then we're going to parse the command line arguments. If there's less than 2, you've done something wrong, but if the first one is L, then that's going to be a server, and we start the server function. Otherwise, we start it as a client. So let's go look at that. So to start it as a server, we're going to set up a server socket with the configuration that we want. Change the settings on that so that our sockets are reusable when we restart our program. Then we're going to grab the host name by calling the get fully qualified domain name function and bind our server socket to that host, the port that we've specified, and then we're going to listen for a connection. Once we get a connection, we'll accept it, set up a socket for that, and we can close our server socket. Then we're going to set up our thread to send messages to the client. Make sure that thread is a daemon so that when a program closes, that won't just be left dangling. And then we will start the thread. And then we just go into an infinite loop of trying to receive messages. We block until we do so. If it is a message, we'll print it out minus the new line character on the end, which caused me no end of headache. Otherwise, if we get end of file or nothing back, we will shut down the socket, close it, and exit the program. If we run into a socket error from the socket presumably being closed from the other end already, we will do the same thing. And if somehow we get a loop break command in the terminal, we will also shut it all down. Really want to make sure that is the case. Now the client is basically exactly the same, only we are just connecting to the address we specified with the given port. Everything else here is the same. And then here is our little sender block. It's very simple. Just read from standard in and then try and send that message through the socket. If you can't for some reason, like the socket has been shut down on the other end, then we shut down. Really making sure shutting down happens gracefully. Now, I just run these tests. Sometimes this happens, but if I just run it again, it will work. I hope that you do that no? Okay. Let's run test 2. And there we go. Now I run test 1 again. And that works. So I'm hopeful that however you run these tests, there's multiple times or something, because the code works. I don't know why it wouldn't, why it's doing that sometimes and not others.